It's another totally unsuitable beer to review. This beer is called Drink It in the Sun. Not much chance of that now in January, but it's alcohol free. It's 76 calories a can. So what's this little baby going to be like? Check out the review to find out. Welcome back to Rocker's Beer Review. Today we're doing another beer number 3 in a little series of non-alcoholic or diet beers. This is another non-alcoholic beer coming in at, well, what does it say? Literally 0.5%. And it's 76 calories. So similar to the last one that we had from Beavertown, 76 calories. Yeah, it's pretty much half the amount of calories that you would get in a sort of full alcoholic beer. And this is an American style wheat ale. So I'm expecting some different things here, because wheat generally is a bit more cloudy because, you know, you've got more wheat in it. So, you know, white, you know, sometimes like called, you know, white beer as well. Not exactly my favourite style. It's by the brewery's by Mikkeller, which seems to be getting a few more beers in Sainsbury's supermarkets. Obviously, this is their non-alcoholic version. So let's get this beer out of the can and into a glass and see what it's like. Now, last two he did, if you haven't watched those videos, yeah, the first one was not too bad, but the second one from Beavertown I thought was pretty good, and that sort of 70 odd calorie sort of level wasn't a bad sort of starting point. So what are we going to get from this one? Okay, so we're getting a sort of a yellowy. It's quite clear though. You know, it looks very, very light. We've got a 2-finger white head, and it's a sort of yellowy, a clear yellow, sort of like a lager basically. So at the moment it's looking not too bad. Let's get some aromas. Yeah. I mean, similar to the last one, there's a lot of sort of lemon, as it seems to be the dominant sort of aroma that you get. Yeah, lemons. And that's a bit, you know, you can smell that it's light. You can smell, it's definitely got that sort of beer smell to it, but it's just not quite the same. It doesn't have that sort of fullness of aromas. But so let's see if the flavours are going to be like that as well. Cheers, everyone. It's not bad as well. It's a little perfumey, a bit floral, and there's a lemonness about it. It's very light, as you would expect. Mouthfeel is not too bad. It's quite soft, actually, similar to the last one. It's fairly soft, not overly carbonated. It's nice and cold, which I think you know, if you've got a beer that's slightly, you know, not quite what you would expect, if it's cold, it can sort of hide some of those sort of those misgivings, really. And I think this definitely is like that. It's difficult to say that it's like a wheat beer though, because, you know, with a wheat beer you get that sort of breadiness about it, and you haven't really got that. It's too light to get those sort of real flavours. It's definitely lemony. It's not bad though. It's not bad at all, actually. I mean, you drink this and you think, yeah, I know it's beer. It just tastes like a light, you know, low alcoholic beer, you know, maybe a 3.5%, 4%, but this is non-alcoholic, and because it's got no alcohol, pretty much no alcohol in it, it's lower in calories, so it's I wouldn't say it's healthy, but it's, you know, it's a lot more exciting than drinking like a Coca-Cola or something like that. It tastes like you're drinking a beer, which, to be honest, is, you know, you're halfway there when you're looking at these non-alcoholic beers. You want to be tasting it, and you want to be getting those tastes of a beer. Yes, it's not like an IPA. It's not like a really nice 5.5% pale ale. It's nowhere near your New Englands or your double IPAs. It doesn't have that sort of big fruit, big flavour. But it's quite... It tastes better than a lot of some lagers. I mean, to be honest, I'd rather drink that than drink a can of Foster's or Carling or something like that. It's got more flavour than those beers, even though it's non-alcoholic. So I think that these sort of beers need to be, you know, I think applauded, and I think, you know, the more that people sort of start drinking them and making sort of healthy lifestyle choices, I suppose you could say, then more beers are going to come out. I think it looks pretty good. You know, it's even got that lace in the glass that that we like with beers. It's got a nice fluffy head, and even though it's quite light, it still looks very much like beer. I'd almost go to say this is the best one of the three so far. How much did I pay for it? I think it was about £1.60. Not too bad. I mean, yeah, you're not paying that much more for an alcoholic beer. But, you know, if you want to make that healthy lifestyle choice, you want to drink beer, you still want that taste. You know, I could buy 3 or 4 of these and think, yeah, I've quite enjoyed and felt like I've drank a beer, you know. And I think that these beers should be, you know, tried out. You know, I think that, you know, gone are the days where the only non-alcoholic beer was Caliber. Do you remember that? Back in the sort of, you know, 80s, 90s, you had Caliber. That was literally the only non-alcoholic beer. We had, you know, Billy Connolly. He was he advertised that beer on TV because obviously he was you know, at that point he was you know, I'll say, you know, he wasn't an alcohol. He didn't drink alcohol anymore because he obviously had issues with that in his early part of his career. So he was a good sort of, you know, I suppose mascot or a sort of like spokesperson for it. But if you actually tasted Caliber, you'd think, well, I'd rather drink a lemonade or something like that, because it just did not taste like beer. It just wasn't good enough. But I think we've come a long way since those days, and this isn't bad at all. So, drinking in the sun, but you don't have to drink it in the sun. You can drink it, you know, in the dark. It's dark here now. By Mikkeller, you can get this in Sainsbury's. I'm not sure if it's available in other supermarkets. Let's say 0.5%, and it's 76 calories. So not bad, and it's, you know, quite fancy little artwork as well. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed our little series of alcohol-free beer. I may do some more actually, because I'm almost getting into these now, and I just want to try some more. It's getting me quite excited. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it. There's still some other beers to be drank this month with alcohol in them, and, you know, but I think, you know, it's a good time to start looking at these non-alcoholic options. So until the next video, keep on rocking.